Okay, arrestafield bug report number 42. All right. I need some water here. All right, here's how I see things. Ultimately, this is going to be going before the people. All right. And it goes before, I want to go before a jury and talk to these people about what's going on and what my plans are. Okay, basically this is going to be like a job interview. I'm going to be begging them for a particular job. I'm going to be looking for compensatory and punitive damages. All right, the compensatory damages are actually not going to be not for damages because of what happened, but I'm looking for compensation for what I'm going to be doing in the future. Okay, because I'm going to pursue this issue. And I'll describe this issue a little later, but I need to pursue it. I need to pursue it according to this strategy. Education first, education of the people. Secondly, legislation. Third, adjudication. And fourth, execution. Okay, I think that's the proper order to do things. I have to educate people about what the problem is first, which means advocacy. It means getting people to focus on the critical issue. Yes, race is an issue, but it's not the critical one. All right, it's an important one, but it's not the critical one. Okay, because there's another issue that occurs before. Chronologically, it occurs before. Well, let's just say it's a more critical one. If we go after this one, the one that I'm after, we won't have to worry about race. All right? All right? The fact that we got mass incarceration of black people won't be an issue because it won't be happening so much. Okay? It's kind of like, it's a red herring. Believe it or not, it is a red herring. People are getting distracted on the race issue. And that's not a good issue to go after, because the one I'm after is drawing a line between the security search and the invasive search. Okay? I want to make a clear distinction. Okay? Because the security search is reasonable. And part of the police is reasonable. Now, the problem is that you got a search going on, and they always cross over that line into the invasive search, and that is not reasonable. Okay? So, but the thing is, when you read the law, it just talks about unreasonable search. At the federal level, and at the Virginia level, in the Virginia Code, it says no search without a warrant. Okay? But we have to, the thing is they're going to talk about probable cause and, they have good reason to search you. Yeah, for security purposes. Okay? Because they're going to say, well, we believe that you were kidnapping this child. Even though I, of course, know that that's ridiculous, but I'm not going to argue the probable cause issue. Don't want to argue that at all. It's not the one to argue. But they're going to start bringing up, well, we have reason to believe that this guy was kidnapping this child. Okay, and then they're going to say, well, we have a reason to believe that he's going to run. As soon as we approach him, he's going to run. He's not answering our questions. So, that gives us reason to believe that he's. So we're going to, as soon as we ask a question and he doesn't give us a complete, full, satisfactory answer, the handcuffs go on. That's what they're thinking, is that this guy's going to run. And they've already surrounded me from the start. My problem is when they ask you your name, that's an invasive search of the accused because they've already decided that they're accusing me. Okay? That's the problem. It's not a security. When they ask you your name, it's not a security. It's not for security purposes. It's an invasive search. Right then, right there. Of the accused. They've already decided that I was the accused. Of course they decided that. That's why they want to search me for evidence of a crime that they think that I committed. Now, they can go and ask these questions of other people who might be witnesses. Okay. And they're not going to be thinking that this other person is going to run. All right? So this is why I want to focus on the fact that when the police approached me, they surrounded me first. One of them asked me the question, "What's your name?" Right then and there, an invasive search started. Okay? That's key. That's so important. The invasive search of the accused. All right? That's what it was from the beginning. They're going to talk about, the police are going to try to avoid this issue. That they started an invasive search before taking me to a magistrate. Okay, and they didn't take me to a magistrate at all. Before I had the opportunity to go to a magistrate, and actually, that's what I was trying to do. I was trying, that's exactly what I was trying to do. I wasn't going to go to the police. I decided to go to the security desk at the mall instead. See, my accuser, the liar, the guy who is probably an undercover cop, and I believe that it is an undercover cop because they moved so fast. Okay, it really felt like an ambush. All right, the guy approached me. The liar approached me, saying that he saw his wife, who I do not believe existed, and I said so immediately. That he said that his wife saw me taking pictures of kids, and I knew that this guy was trouble right away, and he's a liar. So I decided, went into Barnes and Noble immediately, trying to get my composure, trying to think, how am I going to deal with this guy? The guy followed us, and I said, okay, we're going to the security desk. So we go back out of Barnes and Noble and head straight for the security desk with my son, of course. Meanwhile, the guy's following us, and he's saying things like, oh, well, now he's abandoning his child, which is ridiculous. I mean, I didn't know what they were on me about. Anyway, so I go to the security desk to tell the guy that at the security desk that the other guy's stalking me. Next thing I know, the police show up, and they surround me and ask me my name first. Next thing I know, handcuffs are on me. It doesn't matter what you ask at that point. It's about what they did. They started an invasive search with asking me my name. Now that is a problem. All right? That is the issue. That the search was invasive from the beginning. And therefore unreasonable because the magistrate decides if a search, an invasive search, can take place. The police, okay, the police can do it is reasonable to have the police do what I call a search for security reasons. Okay, if they want to frisk you, if they think you got a weapon on you, fine. But if they think they have drugs on you, well, what are you going to do with the drugs? The drugs aren't going to get you out of that situation. Okay, the drugs have nothing to do with security. Guns do. Guns and knives. So if they want to frisk you for guns or knives or weapons, fine. But if they find a drug, but you think that you're, well, I didn't have any drugs on me. The issue was kidnapping, but anyway, I think that's what it was. I didn't know at the time, and I'm still not sure because I think that they were on a fishing expedition, actually. But in the process of interrogating me, they did mention, oh, we think you're kidnapping this child. And I'm like, oh, great. My own son, all right? But the thing is, they would be justified in knowing, no. The sheriff and the court would be justified in asking my name and asking my son's name to see if there's any, father-son relationship there or not. The court should decide that. Okay? But, that's an invasive search of my privacy. And the court should be deciding that. The court should be deciding if, asking my name is warranted or not. Okay? Not the police. The police, they are taught, to ask you your name first. That's invasive of your privacy. Period. And it's not their job. It's the sheriff's job to perform invasive searches, and that's with a warrant. Okay, in the code, the Virginia Code, it says no officer shall perform a search without a warrant. Okay, no officer. All right, but I think that really no officer. All right. And the warrants are given to the sheriffs, not the police, really. Well, I have to research that, but warrants should go to the sheriff. All right. What should happen is, once they're done with their security search, not doing anything invasive while they're doing their security search, the police should then take you to a magistrate, they should allow you to speak to a magistrate. I'm already 13 minutes into this. Speak to a magistrate. The magistrate decides if the search is warranted, and if the search is warranted, they write out a warrant and give it to a sheriff, not the police. Okay? Not the police. This is all about separation of powers. All right? Okay, this is key. This is so important that I think, the argument I made here is totally reasonable. And this kind of thing, it's not being carried out properly. Because I don't know what it is. Lawyers are not making this distinction between a security search and an invasive search. All right, we need to do this. We really need to do this, people. You watch cops, and this kind of thing is going on all the time. The cops have reason to look for weapons, to frisk you for weapons, but then they also find drugs or whatever. That's an invasive search, all right? So, hey, keep your drugs, leave them in the car, don't have them on you, all right? They might want to search for weapons in the car, but so what? Tell them that you don't have any weapons in the car, all right? And then they won't have any reason to go searching your car. Well, anyway, I'm going off another topic, and I'm out of time. That's arrestafield bug report number 42.